Going to have a discussion on fintech, and some of you may be wondering what's fintech, especially the older people like me. Fintech, or financial technology, describes any technological innovation in financial services and is an emerging financial services sector in the 21st century. So this is, we can't do anything about it, but we need to adapt to it. Originally, the term applied to technology applied to the back end of established consumer and trade financial institutions. Now, the term has expanded to include any technological innovation in the financial sector, including innovations in financial literacy and education, retail banking, investment, and even cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Those engaged in the industry develop new technologies to disrupt traditional financial markets, and we'll hear more about that just now. Already, technological innovations has upended 20th century ways of trading and banking. The mobile-only stock trading app, Robinhood, charges no fees for trades and peer-to-peer lending sites, promised to reduce rates by opening up competition for loans to broad market forces. Technologies being designed that should reach fruition by 2020, it's already here, and I think it might happen before that, long before that, include mobile banking, mobile trading on commodities, exchange, digital wallets like Apple or AAPL, and Google, GOG, developing mobile wallet system, financial advisory, and robo-advisory sites like LearnVest and Betterment, and all-in-one money management tools like Mint and Level. All this might sound Greek, but we hope to hear more about it. Various startups have been involved in the process of creating these new technologies, but many of the world's top banks, including HSBC and Credit Suisse, have been developed their own fintech ideas as well. Fintech companies utilize technology as widely available as payment apps to more complex software applications such as artificial intelligence and big data. Today, we are fortunate to have Mr. Khadaroo of the Financial Services Commission, FSC, who will enlighten us further on the topic and how Mauritius is uniquely positioned as the perfect environment to develop these opportunities. It wouldn't be fair if I don't tell you something about Mr. Khadaroo. Just a brief background. He has been serving in various technical departments of the Financial Services Commissions for more than 15 years. His looks deceive you. He is currently posted in the Financial Stability, Economics Research, and Statistics Cluster. Mr. Khadaroo has, during his long managerial career with the FSC, developed a strong knowledge of financial markets, regulatory policy, and supervisory issues. He holds a professional charter status with the Chartered Institute of Securities and Investment, and also graduated with an MBA in finance. And I mustn't fail to mention that was achieved with distinction. From the University of Durham, and an MSc with specialization in economics and econometrics from the University of Bristol. He was recently seconded to the Financial Services Promotion Agency in Mauritius, where he was involved on specialist projects. I give you Mr. Khadaroo.
Thank you very much, Professor Naidu, for this very kind introduction. Distinguished guests, fellow academics, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is a privilege to address you on the occasion of the e-MIG Conference 2017, and on behalf of the FSC Mauritius, we are thankful for the invitation extended by the Open University of Mauritius. The topic of my presentation is fintech, which is creating a lot of interest and attracting considerable discussions amongst policyholders and research academics worldwide, and I guess too in Mauritius. This is a standard disclaimer, ladies and gentlemen. The content of this presentation reflects my personal views on fintech and should in no way be attributed to the views of my employer, which is the FSC Mauritius. The presentation will be in fact structured as follows. I will provide a snapshot on the global fintech trends. Afterwards, I will be addressing key fintech disruptive technologies, which are acting as a key driver of growth and consequently providing benefits to consumers and institutions across the financial services sector. I will also briefly describe the 6 key components of a fintech ecosystem. The regulation of fintech will be next covered today. And lastly, before taking your questions, together with Professor Naidu, I will kind of make an attempt to introduce to you the policy considerations which are essential for the future developments of fintech in Mauritius. So let us look now at how fintech is evolving globally as a positive disruptor in financial services. First of all, what do we understand by fintech? Fintech generally means businesses which use technologies for changing how financial services can be offered to end customers. Such use of technologies is essentially geared towards improving the competitive advantages of traditional financial services companies through improved efficiencies and provision of new products and solutions. According to some experts, fintech would typically exclude pure technology providers, such as large software companies providing unregulated services to the financial institutions. On this slide, ladies and gentlemen, I have enlisted the 10 key fintech technologies, which, according to my understanding of the fintech trends, will have considerable impacts on financial services globally and also including Mauritius. We have technologies such as distributed ledger technologies like blockchain, smart contracts, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, amongst others, which fall under that list. Application program interfaces, API for short, can equally be largely tapped if we are to evolve into an open banking environment in Mauritius soon. For your information, in a survey organized by one of the big 4 companies in 2017, out of 168 respondents within the large financial institutions around the world, the survey has noted that 57% have identified fintechs as the greatest source of disruption, well ahead of regulatory pressures and other factors such as cyber security risk. Global fintech adoption has indeed been increasing over the years. Over a third of these surveyed customers, they stated that they now use at least one non-traditional financial services firm. And moreover, you would like to know that close to a fifth of investment management customers are nowadays using only or purely non-traditional providers. Fintech are therefore significantly impacting on the ways by which customers are making investment and financial decisions. This figure, ladies and gentlemen, is taken from a recent IOSCO research paper on fintech, which is dated February 2017, and it clearly, as you can see, it clearly illustrates the exponential growth of global fintech investments from 2005 to 2016, namely across 8 distinct categories, and these categories are found at the bottom of this figure. They include security, lending and crowdfunding, trading and investment, data analytics, amongst others. Since we are still looking at the latest global trends on fintech, it is also interesting for us to note today that the World Economic Forum, WEF, has also recently issued a major report which is entitled Beyond Fintech, a Pragmatic Assessment of Disruptive Potential in Financial Services. The report, as you can see, has primarily addressed 3 critical questions. The first question is, what are the innovations that have made the most impact on the financial ecosystem since another recently report that was equally issued by the WEF in 2015, and what are the ideas that have failed to produce that impact? Questions 2 and 3 are about how will these innovations impact the ways in which financial services are structured, provisioned, and consumed in the future? And what will be the implications of these innovations on the broader financial system? For your information, this report is available for download on the website of the World Economic Forum. We will now specifically look at what are the values and propositions of fintech as a key driver for future business and future economic growth. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, fintech businesses have grown significantly in recent years, as we have just now seen. This growth of fintech has been indeed driven by 4 factors, and these are, first of all, technological evolution, emerging customer expectations. In other words, customers are now demanding digital financial services and experiences similar to other sectors. Moreover, we have the availability of funding and capital, and last but not the least, support from government and regulators. In other words, both governments and regulators are nowadays increasingly recognizing fintech as the evolution of financial services and will proactively support fintech in the future. Now let us see what are the values of fintech. Fintech are actually supplementing the traditional roles of the financial services industry by helping incumbents to provide products and services effectively, and consequently expanding the reach of the financial services industry. In so doing, fintech is resulting into, first of all, improved financial inclusion, enhancing customer experience, increasing transparency, improving security and compliance, and finally, fintech are also critically providing necessary support and guidance services. For your additional information, the focus areas of fintech have been predominantly in insurance. Next, we have asset management, banking, and finally other areas which cumulate capital markets, B2B fintech, and regtech. In fact, let us see how fintech is impacting, particularly in the insurance field. There have been an increased reliance on fintech in relation to notably insurance products and solutions, whereby using data analytics and technology, for example, IoT and wearables, new insurance products like on-demand and peer-to-peer insurance products and wellness propositions are being developed. Distribution through digital platforms and aggregators, and servicing and claims management. InsurTech have, as a matter of fact, started offering innovative and better services for both retail and SME customers. Now, as for asset management, we have witnessed the offering of wealth or investment management services to retail investors via investment tools. We have also experienced a growing application of fintech in relation to propositions using platforms to support the advisory process. Like Professor Naidu just mentioned, often called robo-advice, these provide access to customer segments who cannot afford traditional advisors. As far as banking is concerned, ladies and gentlemen, fintech propositions are mainly evolving around retail and SME customers, but with a special focus on payments, personal finance, and lending. That is, what we are seeing is the use of technology platforms for making cryptocurrency payments and lending of money to new and existing customer segments, including SMEs, using data and analytics once again. Financial services institutions certainly recognize the importance of fintech towards innovation, and this is why they are increasingly more likely to acquire or partner with fintech companies for their future. As some of the fintech propositions will start to mature, we are likely, therefore, to see more fintech becoming part of the fintech of our ecosystem. Likewise, startups will also offer use of their technology in exchange for access to growth, capital, and customer base. So this is basically, I'm trying kind of highlighting how I see the future of fintech evolving globally, regionally, and even for Mauritius in the years to come. Now let us see what a fintech ecosystem would typically involve, Professor Knight.